Hey, it's Tony, and I'm back with a keto video. Today we're going to talk about Bulletproof Coffee. Now, if you've been researching keto, doing keto, going on keto forums, I'm sure you've come across Bulletproof Coffee. Basically, it's a keto version of coffee, which is amazing, but it has all this extra fat that we put into it. And the whole thing behind it is because remember, keto is low carbs, high fat. You need that fat so your body can burn it for energy. And there's different ways that we can put fat into coffee. I've tried around with it. I found a version that works for me, but basically butter, unsalted butter. You can use different types of butter. I use Kerrygold butter, and I only use Kerrygold butter for my coffee. It tastes amazing. It took me about 2 months to get to the point where I had the guts to try it because I was like, ooh, butter. I don't know. That just sounds weird. But then somebody told me, butter is milk that's been churned. And I was like, yeah, I do put milk in my coffee. That makes total sense. So I tried it. And you know what? I do not like coffee without it now. So I use butter. I take a tablespoon of butter. Some people do 2 tablespoons. You got to play around with the numbers. I do 1 tablespoon because I have coffee twice a day. I have another one when I come home from work. It's part of my relaxing routine. It calms me down. So by the end of the day, I actually have had 2 tablespoons of butter. I put heavy whipping cream because that has carbs in it too. I'm sorry, not carbs. It has fat in it too. My sugar-free coffee creamer. And some people use coconut oil, which I tried. Was not a fan of it. Very moisturizing on the lips, but I didn't like that hint of coconut in it. But you can also use MCT oil, different types of ghee. I am interested in trying the MCT oil. If I do that, I will let you guys know. And you can buy different additives. There's one called, I believe it's Brain Octane, which is supposed to help with brain function. So there's a bunch of different things you can try out there. This is my version of it. You got to play around with the numbers, the tablespoons, teaspoons, all this sort of stuff until you find one that you like. And that's the important part. Find one that you like. Trust me, once you try it, you will not go back. You will taste the difference. I love it. I have to have a cup every day. If I don't, I get really grouchy. Maybe it's just because maybe because I need the caffeine. I don't know, but I love it. So stay tuned for the video in which I show you how to make my version of Bulletproof Coffee. So this is everything that I use for Bulletproof Coffee. Got my coffee cup, which, you know what, we're going to get going. Okay, so we're going to make a cup of Bulletproof Coffee. Got my cup going over there. I got my butter, which I recommend Kerrygold. It is Irish butter. It's grass-fed cows. That's the difference, supposedly. It's very, very vibrant yellow. This is how butter used to be like when I was young. What I like about Kerrygold is what I take. Well, most of the butters do this, where it tells you the tablespoons. I just kind of, as it's closed, I score it according to those lines, so I know exactly what a teaspoon is. And then I go and I score that in half. So if I'm only going to do a small cup of coffee, I can only have half. So in my cup, I already have some butter. I put in some heavy whipping cream, and you can go online and Google to see how much to put in. You kind of play around with it, and I use this. Now, I have to get the sugar-free. Remember, sugar is our enemy. So I use this because it's low in carb. And always make sure that you read your serving size. And in the beginning, I was using quite a bit of this. I managed to get myself down to a smaller portion of it. I have one of these, which I use religiously. It's, it measures. I use a teaspoon of it in my coffee, and then this is the coffee that I'm using. It's the Walmart version. It's triple chocolate. Okay, so once my coffee is done, and remember, I put butter and the heavy whipping cream in there already, so I figure it can start, melting. I take my choice of sugar substitute. I use the pink packets. I don't use Splenda or anything like that because I'm very sensitive to them. And I don't like the bitter taste of Splenda, the aftertaste. So I take my coffee creamer, throw that in there. Like I said, I've gotten myself down to 1 teaspoon. Okay, once you got all that in there, I highly recommend getting yourself one of this. It's called Matcha DNA. I actually got the idea for this from someone who does keto videos by the name of Catherine Michelle. And it's basically a little blender. Now, you need to blend this because of the oils in the butter. So the oils in the butter need to basically really be blended, emulsify, whatever you call it. And once you get that in there, it starts getting frothy. It's really good. It's delicious. And once you try butter in your coffee, you're not going to go back. Now, why do we need the heavy whipping cream and the butter? If you look at your nutritional facts, that's 5 grams of fat. Okay. And it's less than 1 gram of carbs in it. So that is what you need. Your body needs to burn the fat. And let's turn this around. Same thing with the butter. 11 grams in 1 tablespoon. Okay. This is what you need to burn. So it's awesome. I joke that if you do this, your lips are going to be moisturized and you won't get dry lips. So that's how I make my bulletproof coffee. I know, sounds weird. It's kind of hard sometimes to wrap your head around the whole concept. I was a skeptic, but it won me over. It gives me the fat I need to lose the weight by burning the energy. It helps tide me over. I go to work at 4:30 in the morning and I drink my coffee on the way to work. And I don't eat until 11 o'clock in the morning. And it keeps me full, believe it or not. So it does work. Try it out. What do you have to lose? And if you are doing keto and you do drink bulletproof coffee, you know what? Do me a favor, leave a comment down below. If you put any special additives, put those down. Let's give people idea, exchange of ideas and everything. If you have any other questions about keto that you would like to know, leave those also in the comment box. So that way I know what is it that you all would like to know, that you have questions about, and I'll address them in a future video. Click here for my past keto videos, and my channel is here, and my dog's over there making noise. But if you like this video, if you found it informative, like the video and subscribe. That way I know that you guys are actually interested in this stuff. I hope you guys have a good day, and like I like to say, we got this. Bye.